Hi, this is Samir from Stockholm Microsoldering Repair, and today we're going to be working on an iPhone 6 Plus water damage. For all water damage phones, you can find this sticker here. When the sticker goes red, then the possibility of fixing this mobile is so little. Now, what we're going to do first is to use a visual inspection. The first thing I see is this resistor here. This resistor, it's the first resistor that get burned when the phone is touches water. Yeah, the second thing I see is another small component here. Be careful, guys, that you should check the board even under the edges of the shield, like these frames. These metal frames, they have some components under them. So I have found another small component here. It's this component here. You can see it's all rusty and damaged. It even has this green substance which is mixed with water, and you don't know what kind of substance the water is and what water the phone was dropped in. So this is the second component I can find. This phone has been to a repair shop before, and they have used some flux and some heat in a hope that it's gonna work, but it's not always the case. So let's continue inspecting the board. Nothing around. The power management, all the component looks fine here. This is another IC. This is another chip that looks, yeah, it looks fine. It looks fine. That's just the shadow, actually. Yeah, everything looks fine here. Everything looks fine. Fine. Let's go down around the NAND flash. The NAND flash, this component, I doubt it. Everything looks fine and shiny. Just great. Yes, here. Let's go down to inspect the TriStar and Tigris and the USB chip and all the network and the 3G. Actually, the network is on the baseband on the other side. This is another USB chip, but here everything looks fine for me. No water damage except for the flux, which is spread all over the board. Let's check the other side, starting from this first side of the arm of the mobile. Then you go through, inspect, visual inspect. Here I can see like a bunch of components that are completely damaged, and if you can see it clearly here, yes, some light maybe, yes, can you see that? Yes, here we have very good picture. Everything completely damaged, but I believe that these components, capacitors and resistors, here they are not VCC main, so probably the phone will still start. Even that they are damaged. Okay, now let's proceed inspecting our board. After this visual inspection for this board, the first thing we're gonna do is to remove all these components that has that are damaged, because these components are shorted and they have to be removed. And the first thing we do to remove this component and test our MB or motherboard with our DC supply and see if the short persists. So the component that you see here, it's around, this component is around the Wi-Fi chip. So the component is here. We can see on the schematics, it's around the U5101. U5101, this component is here, and it says, okay, just, yeah, 5202. It's VCC main. It's VCC main, so it's a very important capacitor. Yeah, we don't need to test it. Of course, when we test it, we're gonna have a short in it. Just like put it in continuating mode and test this component, and of course it's gonna beep. Or it's not the component that has beeped, it's my probes that touched themselves. Okay. As you see, it's beeping. Shouldn't touch the Wi-Fi chip, because if you touch it, it beeps also. Okay. Let's get it started. Not so much talk. Alright? Alright. Give me that component. I think you guys have a nice picture. It's heated. You guys have a nicer picture than I do here, because in this microscope I have to use only one eye, not two. That's why it's not so good to have flux when you're removing the glue. You just need to have some heat. You should be very careful not to damage the chip. I prefer to start from the difficult area, which is between the chip and this component, and you start digging while you're giving it some heat. It's really nice how to, when you take this dark glue here, you can use more temperature if you want. I used to do it like that, it works. Not so much heat. I like to use 100 or 110. So that when I'm taking off the glue, I'm not going to remove any other components, because if you are using a high temperature, what do you want to do? You want to remove the glue. You don't want to remove any other component. It's just the glue we're talking about here. And there are other small resistors and filters and capacitors around the chip that you don't want to remove. You just want them there, so you keep them there. Yes, We have removed the glue. And now we have only, see this tool, it goes between the chip and the component, and all the other capacitors and resistors are still in their places. You don't want to remove this. Now we're gonna grab our tweezer. We're gonna heat it. We both have a nice picture, that's good. I like to do it while under the microscope, because the camera, you can't like watch the camera and do these things. It's not. See, 333, and our component comes really nice and smooth. You know, break back, go to the next component, which is localized under this place. It's gonna be kind of difficult here to come through. Let's just make it clean a little bit so we know which component we're talking about. It's this small component there. I know it's shorted, and let's make sure that it's shorted, yes. But here, let's see if the short still persist. Yes. One probe on this place. The other probe on this place. No short. Yes, no short at all. You see? No short. The phone is gonna start. Probably the phone is gonna start. It's like 85% that the phone is gonna start. It happens to me with an iPhone 6, but this is a 6 Plus. This is a 6 Plus. I had a client one day who comes with an iPhone 6. iPhone 6 that he said he dropped in order. This component is not shorted here. See, it's not beeping. The thing that's beep is when my probes touched the frame of the board. Yes. So let's try our phone. Let's go to the DC supply, put it on 3.72, and test if it's gonna start. And I'm sure it's gonna start. But we're not gonna start it, we're just gonna see if the DC supply shows that the phone still has short or not. Okay. Let's grab our test cables. This is a section 6 Plus. You better switch off the DC supply before you start. You wait until it's off. You connect your test cables. Let me show you. Let me just show you like this. So, yes, we're gonna do like this. Gonna do it like this. Yeah. It says 6 Plus and 6S. Yeah. Now our phone is connected, and here is the moment of truth. No short at all. The phone is gonna start, and you're gonna see now. Boom. Switch off the DC power supply. Get the phone. Put it here. Maybe the phone does have no short, but probably has no image. You never know what could be the problem. DC power supply, connected to DC power supply. Now switch on the DC power supply. It shows no short. Here comes the moment of truth. Yes! The phone starts! Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Here. You can see. And, of course, you're gonna get, how you call it, the half dark screen. Here. The half dark screen. And this has to do with one of the resistors of. It's a light system. That's another marathon, that's another story, that's another thing. Okay. Now we're doing fine. We're gonna wait until the phone starts. We didn't connect the touch. You see that the phone has started and it works. And then we're gonna proceed to the next step, which is to change all the components, put all the components in place, and proceed with the third step, which is fixing the light, and then the next step, which is fixing the touch screen, because I have seen the squares here. Okay, I have seen these red squares, which indicates the touch problem. Thank you for watching this video, and welcome to Stockholm Microsoldering and Board Repair.